welcome to the Super Review Show. This is Luigi. He's
What's up,
back.
guys?
He's back again. We are going to be sitting through for the next 2 hours the long-awaited Apocalypse Now movie commentary. Your fellow host, has not seen Apocalypse Now, but that's okay because it's all good.
Because I have.
He has, and he's going to be doing a lot of talking about why this is his all-time favorite war film. So,
And that is true,
yes.
without a doubt.
So he is Saving Private Ryan, but this is his all-time favorite, and we are going to get going right here, right now, watching Apocalypse Now. So if you're looking to watch this movie with us, as we're talking about it, and as I watch it for the first time ever,
I'm trying to.
as you're watching it for the first time ever, keep it locked, and as we start the movie, now.
Wait a second. Alright, let's press play now.
Awesome. And also, there you go. Now it's starting.
Yep.
Apocalypse Now. Now, I have never seen Apocalypse Now. Me being the guy who owns this studio room thing.
Now, we can't hear it right now, but at the very beginning,
Yes.
you actually hear the sound of helicopters flying.
Really?
Yeah.
Turn off my sound on my phone too.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, go ahead.
You can actually hear it right now.
Yeah.
Listen.
That's amazing.
It's an amazing sound, yeah. They used a Moog for that. I actually looked on the special effects for the Dossier DVD that I actually just ordered off of Amazon just recently.
Yeah.
It has a lot of bonus features, and one of the features on that DVD was how they made the helicopter sound effect at the beginning and throughout. And they used a Moog.
Okay.
Because a Moog is a synthesizer, basically. You synthesize different tones, or tunes.
Right.
And it gives off a really cool sound effect.
Yeah, I mean, that helicopter going by was...
Yeah. And this is how the movie starts off. No logo, no introduction, no title. Goes straight to the first scene.
I like that a lot.
Yeah. And right now, This Is the Doors playing This Is the End. Which fits very well, though.
They had the Doors.
I know.
The helicopter going by.
Boom.
Napalm. Oh!
That's a napalm scene, yeah. That's a napalm.
Exploding, dude.
Yeah. It is used later in the film. I don't want to tell you when it's used. But it's used in the pivotal point where people consider it's like one of the best moments, or maybe even the best moment in this film.
Is the opening with the napalm?
This is the opening, yeah.
And they consider this the best part?
Not this one, not this one. It's used in a scene that's considered to be one of the best parts in this film.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Sometimes a little bit, because we don't want YouTube to copyright us.
Yeah, I hear you.
So we're good. I can still hear it, man. But,
Yeah, I can hear it too.
Yeah, it's good. I'm already intrigued.
Yeah.
By like...
It does catch you by the first minute.
Within
Yeah,
the
first, not even a minute, like...
first few seconds.
First maybe few seconds, yeah. Maybe even less than a minute. Once that happens, it gets you very intrigued.
And the way this transition is right here between that...
I like it, yeah.
The main
It's
character.
what he's thinking, sort of.
Yeah.
It's what the character, Captain Benjamin Willard, played by Martin Sheen, is thinking right now.
Oh, wow.
Of his time in Vietnam. Because he's scarred. He's really scarred. And you're going to see it in like 5 minutes.
If I was in Vietnam, I'd be scared too, I'm telling you.
Well, it's not just Vietnam. You have to think. There were people scarred in Iraq.
True.
To our soldiers who served their duty in World War II. The First World War even.
Yeah. Shell shock.
Yeah, shell shock. Anything. PTSD.
PTSD would say that.
Yeah. This film, I've heard people say that, no, it's not a real war film. I mean, it is a war film, yes, but not necessarily, because it's psychological.
Oh, wow.
It's very psychological. It has a very heavy emphasis on psychological shit.
Huh.
Because we see how it affects the characters.
Yeah, and maybe you should tell the camera as well. Who are the main actors, the lead actors? And...
Yeah, the lead actors are Martin Sheen plays Benjamin Willard, Captain Benjamin Willard. Marlon Brando plays Colonel Kurtz. We don't even see until actually until later into the second act or second half of the film.
Oh my God, really?
Yeah, really. You see him in the first act, yeah. We only see him in like pictures, and you actually hear his voice in the first act. But you don't actually see him until in the second half of the film. Listen to that before you get to the cast. Just listen to the helicopter sound effect. They're using the Moog right here.
Wow, okay, yeah.
And then right here, they're using an actual Huey sound effect. it's very distinct. You can tell the difference between the audio with the Moog imitating the helicopter blades whirring and the actual Huey blades whirring right here. First lines there, and this is Willard narrating.
Does he narrate the whole thing?
He narrates, yeah, he's the narrator of the entire film, and he's narrating his own experience. What he's looking through. Like when he's looking through the dossiers. Because...
I think I'm going to wake up back in the jungle.
Right.
When I was home after my first tour, it was worse.
Okay.
Yeah. It gets really interesting. It's a mind blower. Believe me, you're going to have fun with this film.
Oh, I can't wait.
Yeah. Alright. I'm still using my audio recording app on my iPad and iPhone
Yeah.
as a backup.
It's alright. It's alright.
Yeah. And yeah. So basically I know I was watching parts of Heart of Darkness, or Hearts of Darkness, a filmmaker's Apocalypse. This wasn't actually the first time that anything related to the novel Heart of Darkness was supposed to be adapted into film. This
Okay.
wasn't the first time, because the first time that happened was when Orson Welles, who actually did a radio play of Heart of Darkness, actually wanted to make Heart of Darkness as his very first feature film. But due to like the studio, RKO Studios, fear of the movie's production going over budget, they had to abandon it. And Citizen Kane was actually Orson Welles' very first film. So right here, this is where he goes fucking crazy. So right here is kind of like spooky right here, how he's like looking into the camera, and with the amount of the fast fall on right here. Now I got confused right here, because this part where Will is covered in mud, it doesn't appear until the end of the film. And I don't want to spoil that for you, since you haven't seen it. I thought that's what he was thinking about, like his experiences. Anyway, now this sequence right here, as I was watching the documentary, and even before, this sequence was actually shot on Martin Sheen's 36th birthday.
Really?
Yeah. A lot of the interesting stuff about this film comes from the documentary that I saw. And watch this right here. He actually shot that mirror and he actually cut his thumb open.
Oh my god, really?
Yeah, he did. It was just a... And you see the blood on his hand and behind? That's a real injury.
Really?
Yeah. 33 years before Leonardo DiCaprio injured his hand during that one famous take in Django Unchained. But yeah, you see right here, he goes fucking crazy. He's on a he's like on a drunken binge.
Yeah.
Because of his experiences that he had dealt with in Vietnam. You can tell he really needs some serious help.
Yeah, oh my god.
I know, right?
Holy crap.
But yeah, he was so intoxicated though, because at the time he was actually so intoxicated to prepare himself for the take that he didn't realize how close to the mirror he was. And when he struck it, he caught his thumb, and his thumb split open, but it wasn't too much, although it was bleeding a lot on the sheets. But yeah. So yeah, the company, Francis Ford Coppola's company, American Zoetrope. This is actually American Zoetrope's very first film. If you think that the Godfather Parts 1 and 2 were the very first, they weren't, because American Zoetrope was founded in 1969, and one of their first projects was Apocalypse Now, and Francis Ford Coppola, although he found the studio, he wasn't actually going to direct it in the first place. John Milius wrote the script for the film. He wrote the script for the film.
Yeah.
And George Lucas was actually attached to direct the film, and they were actually going to go to Vietnam to actually film the movie there,
Oh my god.
while the war was still going on. But Warner Brothers, who was approached with distributing the film in the United States, they backed out of it because they thought because they knew it was obviously it was too risky for these group of people who wanted to film this in Vietnam, carrying light equipment and other types of filming shit over minefields. I wouldn't want to do that, you know, while there's a war going on.
What? Yeah, while they're in the war.
Yeah. And while this film, the movie was filmed in the Philippines, and filming began in either February or March of 1976.
Okay.
And during the filming of this movie, there was also a civil war going on in the Philippines as well, and it's still ongoing today. They filmed in the southern Philippines, and at the time there was actually the beginnings of a civil war was going on, because in the South people were fighting for communism in the South.
Right.
Yeah, and this was shot during the Civil War there. Very good. Can you tell who this guy is in the glasses?
I tell who it is.
Yeah.
I can't right now. It's the camera.
I understand it's too far away.
Yeah, the camera's too far
But
away.
when you see in the next shot, maybe a medium close-up shot, when he's describing the events or the mission details to Willard, you'll realize who it is.
You work a lot on your own, haven't you, Captain?
Yes, sir.
Your report specifies intelligence, counterintelligence.
I know that voice.
Who do you think it is?
That's not Harrison Ford, is it?
It is. It's Harrison Ford. Now, obviously, I think this was filmed before he got involved into Star Wars.
Oh yeah, because like Star Wars was 77.
Star Wars was in 1977,
This
yeah.
was 76.
This was filmed in 76, yeah. And this wasn't released until 1979 because of all the problems and shit that was going on.
Wow. Okay.
Now, this guy in the white shirt, he doesn't say any other lines except for this one famous line by the end of this scene here.
I'll listen in.
Yeah. Do you want to watch it with subtitles or something?
Can we? No.
What do you want to do?
All right. I'll
You
get
sure?
it. Yeah.
Alright.
Wait a minute.
Now,
Let me just make sure I can do it.
yeah, you're able. And the general right here, he plays in the second part of The Godfather. He
Really?
plays as the senator.
Okay.
I mean, I've seen part of The Godfather Part 2 myself, but I know, I realize the guy the actor who plays the senator.
That's a really young Martin Sheen. You could just
Yeah,
You
he
could
was
really-
36 at the time, obviously.
Right, but you can.
Yeah, it was his 36th birthday when they shot that scene when he cut his thumb open. But yeah, he was really young at the time.
Harrison Ford is so young.
Yeah. Well, this is 2018 now.
It's been a long time, man.
It has been, yeah.
You said it was 79.
1979, yeah,
It's
was when the film was released.
It's almost 40
It's been
years.
almost 40 years. Now,
I wonder if Martin Sheen or any of these guys have ever gone back and watched one of their older movies.
I wonder about that too,
Like,
yeah.
imagine if Martin Sheen watched this.
What's up?
Imagine if Martin Sheen was watching his own
Yeah.
movie. Like, man, I was so young.
I know. That is insane, you know. Now right here, we're about to hear the first voice of Colonel Kurtz. And this is a bit creepy right here. The second recording that he makes next, that was picked up, it's even creepier, sort of.
Okay.
I mean, what do you think of this right now?
Like, right now?
Yeah, this first narration that Colonel Kurtz, or this one recording that he's making. Okay, here comes the second recording.
Excuse me. I'm gonna go to the...
Oh, okay. I thought it was like your iPhone or something.
No.
I forgot it was the on the Mac.
Yeah, the MacBook.
Yeah, because it's owned by Apple.
Yeah, sorry about that.
Now, what do you think of these recordings right now? What are your thoughts?
Honestly,
I mean, now what did you think of those recordings?
Honestly,
Yeah?
he seems scared.
Yeah, that is true.
Colonel,
Yeah.
what's his name?
Colonel Kurtz.
Colonel Kurtz. He just sounds
Yeah,
like he was in prison and he was forced to do that or something. You know.
yeah. Seems like it, yeah. But he made these recordings himself voluntarily.
Why is that?
Because right now he's gone insane. He was once a good soldier, and right here, they're talking about how much of a good soldier he was before he went nuts, you know, and went rogue, and he is now manning his own compound. And you don't see a compound, of course, until into the second half.
Yeah. Huh.
Yeah.
I was there for the first time. It's really good. So
Yeah.
far.
Now, the original casting choice for Benjamin Willard was actually supposed to be Harvey Keitel. Believe it or not. Yeah. They shot a week. It was like it was a week, but I don't know if it was a legit week or a week and a half. But after a week or so into shooting, Francis Ford Coppola made the unpleasant decision of replacing his lead man. I mean, it's not to say that Martin Sheen does a really good job as Benjamin Willard, but Harvey Keitel would have done the same thing had he still been in the film.
Right.
It just wouldn't be the same, though. He would still do a good job, I think, but wouldn't be the same as having Martin Sheen do the acting.
Oh, yeah.
Still thinking. So I watched it for the first time. You know how old I was when I watched it for the first time? I was 13. I was 13,
when
yeah.
You watched Apocalypse Now.
When I watched Apocalypse Now, yeah. Of course, it was obviously... Now, I understand it was obviously R-rated, but my parents didn't mind at the time.
Really?
Yeah.
Huh.
And I grew up watching it. It's one of my favorite films. And definitely by far my all-time favorite war film. And I tried looking up the Nung River on I tried to Google search the Nung River, but it's obviously a fictional river. I believe it's a fictional river.
Let me check.
Yeah, go ahead.
The Nung River?
The Nung River, yeah. N-U-N-G. Right here, after Martin Sheen says his line, is when the man with the tie says his one famous line.
It's a river. It's real.
It's actually the real river?
Yes.
Oh, listen. Right here. In this scene, in the final cut,
I like
he says that, yeah, it's a really great quote. It's a really great quote.
That's a good line.
But it's one of several or many other famous lines in the entire film that you're going to hear. So the Nung River is real, right?
Yeah, I just checked. It's the 12th longest river in the world.
Really?
12th longest.
Yeah. I didn't think it was real. I tried looking up, but apparently I didn't look enough. So now I know the Nung River, now I officially know the Nung River is actually real.
Now you do?
Yeah. So yeah, right here, the music. It's really, so this is the first moment in which we actually hear the music that Carmine and Francis Ford Coppola made. And this isn't, And just listen to the music. Listen to how electronic it sounds. And that's the chopper sound effects again.
That's really beautiful.
It is, yeah.
I mean, for a war film, the actual sounds of the,
Yeah.
you know, like, I don't know how to describe it.
Yeah, I know. It's awesome, for one thing. Now, the film's aspect ratio, as you see, this wasn't actually 2:1, because we see the film as it is right now. The black bars on the top and bottom, that's 2:1. The original aspect ratio is 239:1. The reason why the DVDs were released like this until the Blu-ray came out, it was a problem though with the aspect ratio. I don't know what it was, but all the DVD releases until the Blu-ray release from 2010 or whatever year, they had the DVD. They had the aspect ratio like this.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's why I did it.
Yeah, that's why it's like this.
I was wondering why.
Yeah. Lawrence Fishburne's actually in this film.
Is he really?
Yes, he is.
Oh my god.
You'll see him. Who also stars in it is Frederick Forrest is in the film. He plays as one of the sailors that escort him up the Nung River. And yeah, that's Lawrence Fishburne. He was credited as Larry.
Not Lawrence Fishburne.
It is him. It's him. He was nicknamed Larry. He was credited as Larry Fishburne.
Doesn't even look like him.
I know, listen. His character is 17, but you want to know how old he was when he took part in the film?
No.
He lied about his age just so he can get the part. He was 14 at the time. But because of all the problems and shit that was going on with this film, he was actually 17 when the film came out in theaters. In 1979.
Are you kidding me?
I'm not kidding you.
Oh my god.
Watch the documentary, even look up the trivias on IMDb, and you'll be surprised, really. I mean, you're surprised right now, right? Just by me having to say it.
That doesn't even look like Lawrence Fishburne.
It's him, though, when he was really young.
Like, that's,
He was the youngest cast member in this film.
what's his character in The Matrix? You know what I mean? Like,
I haven't seen part of it.
Morpheus.
That was Morpheus? Yeah, I've barely seen The Matrix. I've seen part of it.
Matrix is pretty good. I did one once. And then
Mhm.
Came out bad.
Yeah.
I'll leave that on.
And that's Albert Hall who plays Chief.
Alright. What'd you
And Sam Bottoms plays, and yeah, for the casting, I've already said. And Sam Bottoms plays Lance, the surfer. Robert Duvall's in this film, but he only shares like 11 minutes of screen time. And despite that much of a performance in the film, with that much time,
Yeah.
he actually got nominated for an Oscar, even though his performance was cut down to 11 minutes. Although he didn't win.
Did this win Best Picture? No, he was nominated for Best Picture.
It was nominated for Best Picture, yeah. It was nominated for 8 Oscars, but it only won 2 Oscars, though, which
Best
were
Sound and Best
cinematography and Best Sound.
Yeah. I'm looking at the trivia on it. Yeah, Lawrence Fishburne was 14 when production.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
It's crazy, right?
That's ridiculous.
Now, this scene right here,
Oh, I've seen this scene.
you seen this scene? Now, the scene in which Lance is surfing, is on the surfboard, that comes out of nowhere. In the Redux version, in the extended Redux version, it shows how Lance actually got the board. I don't want to spoil it to you, but that shouldn't appear right now. That should appear like later in the film. But at some point, I mean, in the theatrical cut, this occurs before the group meets up with Robert Duvall.
I love this movie already.
Yeah.
And when you put
We're like 25 minutes into the commentary and you love it so far.
all we need now is paint it black. Some more now.
Yeah. Oh yeah, Paint Black, a song from Rolling Stone. I forgot.
Yeah,
I've listened to it.
That's
Yeah.
a Nam song right there.
Yeah. released during the Vietnam War.
66.
I believe so. Yeah, one of those years.
But I tell you that. Damn.
It's crazy, right?
At first, I thought they handed me the wrong dossier. I couldn't believe they wanted this man dead. Third generation.
Now, the music that you hear throughout the film, it was, like I said before, it was performed by or conducted by Francis Ford Coppola himself and his father, Carmine. The original composer, however, was supposed to be Isao Tomita, who, as we know, was one of the greatest electronic music composers out there. He was a pioneer, and he actually visited the set for Apocalypse Now, but he wasn't able to compose the music for it because his contract at the time was with RCA, the company RCA.
Yeah.
So he wasn't able to do it.
Oh, okay.
In the work print version, when we get to in the work print version that I saw briefly or part of on the internet, they used the work print actually featured a song that Isao Tomita composed as part of the Tomita Planets called the rendition of Venus the Bringer of Peace. That was actually used in the helicopter sequence that's coming up. And it actually does fit in well, though.
Yeah. Is that? I mean, everything to me, everything right now is feeling good.
Yeah, I know. I just can't believe there's like fucking 3 versions of this film. There's this version, which is 153 minutes, and this is the original version that we're watching right now. The original version is 153 minutes. The Redux version is 202 minutes, and the work print is 287 minutes, because it also includes the alternative takes and shit that are not even used in both those films.
Really?
Yeah. Now,
Martin Sheen.
It was the air cab, first of the night. Our escorts to the mouth of the Dong River. But they were supposed to be waiting for us another 30 kilometers ahead.
I mean, the looks of Vietnam in the Philippines, it does look very realistic, obviously. They did chose the right location to depict the landscape of Vietnam. It has very similar terrain.
Of course, it's that part of the world.
Yeah, it's that part of the world.
That generic area.
Yeah. But obviously, in order to portray the landscape of Vietnam, you have to go to a lookalike place that looks just like Vietnam. You know,
Right.
or look like a country that looks in which its terrain looks very much like Vietnam.
Oh, definitely, yeah.
Yeah.
Choppers had gone terracing around Nam looking for the ship. They'd given Charlie a few surprises in their time here.
So right here is where we actually meet up with. Here's Kurtz again. Fuck. Holy shit. That is so fucked. Just that shows the audience that the airstrike's not going to happen. had some good fall off. Some fast fall off. Even that there too. Alright.
I'm back.
Yeah, I
Sorry
know.
about that.
It's alright. So,
What did I miss?
so what happened, and this is a spoiler alert to you guys, if
Okay.
you haven't seen the film, so mute this section until I'm done. Or-
Mute it?
No, never mind. Anyway, while Willow was locked up in one of these bamboo cages, the crazy photographer was like ranting about Willow having to take over the compound, having to help Kurtz and eventually take over if and when Kurtz dies. And afterward, Chef tried to call in the airstrike, but he ended up getting caught and decapitated by Kurtz. And Kurtz, he approaches Willard, who is still tied up by a bond or a post. And you know what he did next? He goes around him. He goes around Willard and drops Chef's severed head onto his lap, and he freaks out. And right here, they've just released him, but to ensure that he doesn't go anywhere, to ensure that he doesn't escape.
Okay. I follow.
Alright.
I follow you, yeah.
So right here, this is the final scene that Dennis Hopper shares in the entire film. And he said, "You mutt." I haven't really said anything while you were away.
No.
Yeah.
Okay.
So right here, you're hearing some tribal music right now.
Yeah.
Well, for a brief moment.
If the generals back in the train could see what I saw, would they still want me to kill him?
So I guess right here, like some sort of doubt or something.
Yeah, a little bit.
There's a little bit, yeah. Because as he said before, once he saw Kurtz, he would know what to do, but it just didn't happen.
Right.
Now, right here, this is when Colonel Kurtz lectures him about his theory of horror, which has one of the greatest lines in this film. Now, this sequence lasts for about like 4-5 minutes, but it seems like 30 minutes actually.
Yeah, a little bit.
No, just if you keep watching, listening, that's what it seems like.
It feels like it's like a
Yeah.
conversation that goes on and on
Yeah,
for days.
just keep listening. course, you see Colby right there again. You see Captain Colby on the left. Although it's blurry, you could tell. Now, this part where he says it's pretty fucked up. Wow. Now, I was gonna say this is Marlon Brando's best film, but definitely it's the first Godfather.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, for sure. So this is really weird right here. Of course, he's been emotionally affected by this atrocity. And at one point, I think this is right here where it revealed how he went crazy. Right here. And that is true. If they're talking about the enemy, the NVA-VC, that is true. They were not monsters. These were men who were trained to fight back. I remember in the documentary, there was this one take that was never used in the final cut. But
What about it?
about this scene here, while he's giving off the lecture about his theory of war. Wait a second. You could see a fly buzzing around in this scene. It's going to appear soon. Yeah, or the shadow at least. During one take, he actually swallowed a bug.
Really?
Yeah. He accidentally swallowed a bug. Like it, we assumed that it flew into his mouth, but I didn't see it though. But you just see his facial expression, as of like, oh, this is gross, like that kind of expression. He's like, I swallowed a bug. Now, this caribou here that you see,
Yeah.
They actually slaughtered that caribou on film, and it made it into the final cut. Because while they were filming, and this was also featured in the documentary as well. Everything that I had to find out was also in the documentary. And when it came to killing, when it came to these were like sacrificial killings by this tribal group that was ongoing in the Philippines.
Really?
Yeah, and Eleanor Coppola, Francis Ford Coppola's wife, when she saw this and recorded all this, she got Francis Ford Coppola out there, and when he saw this, this gave him the idea to write the script for part of the ending, which was when you're gonna see it as Willard makes his move to kill the colonel. And I bet you right now that scene was controversial because they used an actual animal in that.
Yeah, it's actual animal.
Yeah, it was actual animal death. Not to mention this was like, what? Just a year before Cannibal Holocaust, that one film, that one controversial film that came out in theaters.
Yeah.
Because that one had like several animal killings that actually were in front of the camera.
In Alien, did the cat die? No, the cat didn't die.
No, in Alien, the cat didn't die. No.
Okay, I thought it did for a second.
Yeah. Actually, not to mention, Alien was released the same year as Apocalypse Now.
1979.
It was in 1979. Yeah.
The franchise is still going.
Yeah. If I were to choose what film from 1975 I would watch the most, I would probably say it's this film over Alien. Now, don't get me wrong, I love Alien, but this film was the best of 1979.
What else came out in
1941,
1979?
directed by Steven Spielberg, which wasn't that good.
Rocky 2 came out.
Oh, really? It was 1979?
Rocky 2, 1979.
Yeah.
1979. Let me look. 1979.
Kramer versus Kramer. That came out. Oh, check this out.
When did Cuckoo's Nest come out?
What?
One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest.
That came out in 75.
Okay, let me check again. 1979.
In film.
In film. I'm gonna look at that. Oh my god.
You're looking at present day films.
No, I'm gonna look at
Oh.
I'm on IMDb. I'm gonna look up what year.
Yo, look at that shot right there. That is awesome.
That actually is really cool. Is that the rain?
It's raining in the background or in the foreground. And right here, that's Willard.
Sort by.
So still, he's lost it, but he still is conscious about the mission to kill the Colonel. And that narration there by Martin Sheen, that's the last you're going to hear from him through the remainder of the film. And of course, we hear the Doors' The End again. You're about to miss the best part of the film.
Sorry.
That's right. Alright. So basically, when the caribou was killed in front of all these people, Kurtz's death occurs. And that's real.
Oh my.
I know, right?
God. They actually kill the animal.
They actually killed the caribou on camera.
Oh my god.
Yeah. It was real.
That's controversial as it is.
It is controversial as it is, yeah, but not on the same level when you compare it to what happened in Cannibal Holocaust the year after. Look at this. I can't believe they actually filmed it though, of them butchering that caribou.
That's horribly awful.
It is, yeah. Yo, look at that right there. Look at that shot. It's awesome. It's just a silhouette shot and then it transitions to fast fall off. And here's the best line out of the entire film. Just listen.
That's it.
His last line, the horror. Now, the original ending for the film, which was drawn in storyboard, after Kurt, it was supposed in the original ending for the storyboard, it was supposed to be Kurt's joining forces with Willard, just as the Viet Cong launches an assault on the compound, and it ends with them and throughout the ending, it was supposed to be with the two soldiers fighting off the Viet Cong, and when the Hueys come in to pick up
This all.
to pick up the two.
Yeah.
I don't know which one said this. He said, "No, I fought for this. I fought for my life for this," and he shoots down one of the helicopters.
Right.
I don't know if it was either Kurtz or Willard himself, but that sounded very interesting when I heard about it. It sounded interesting on storyboard too. I would say, and they did show us part of the storyboard on the documentary.
Yeah.
So right here, there's no dialogue, except for the Ray on the PBR. So right here, this is where Kurtz finds his book. And as he's flipping through, I just saw that continuity error. I just picked it up.
What?
The continuity error. It was at one page and then it was like a different page. Drop the bomb, exterminate them all. And that was what Kurtz wrote, apparently. That's a good shot right there. That's a good silhouette shot.
That's a very good shot.
Yeah, there's a lot of good shots in this film.
Oh yeah, the camera angles in particular crazy.
They are, yeah. I love the music in the end. So basically, they have already found out that Kurtz has been killed. And apparently they've confronted him, blocked his entrance out of the compound. The direction of the film is just amazing.
It is.
Yeah, Francis Ford Coppola at the time really knew how to make a film, despite the heartache of the production.
Yeah. He did a really good job.
He did, yeah.
I mean, this one is like first time viewing, but it's like it's a truly
Yeah.
masterpiece.
Oh yeah.
It's a little slow at some points, but I like that.
It is, yeah. It's a slow movie, yes, but it's still intriguing.
Oh yeah, but I like that though. I like how it's mixed with. I said this when you went to the bathroom too. It's like it's action meets slow paced meets
Yeah.
really solid storytelling.
Yeah, like, I just love how at the beginning it's mainly action like at the beginning, at the first half. But in the second half, it's all slow paced, but very well done in a way. And psychological. As we see right now, you know?
Yeah.
I really love the tone shift, though. They did a really good job of it. Anyway, I've just noticed something and I just kind of forgot. You see how the rain's pattering on the left part of the concrete,
But not the right.
on the right and left, but no, you see it pouring
Yeah.
and like splashing everywhere, each drop, but you don't hear the rain itself. You don't hear the rainfall.
That's cool.
Yeah. So. Yeah, I know. I'm gonna.
Yeah, what's the children?
Yeah, when it's over though, because I want to get to the compound scene. When it gets leveled down.
Alright.
Because that's included as a special feature on this DVD.
Let me just see.
Yeah. Do you want to actually watch the original ending too?
I'm down. Let's just let it finish and then we'll go from
Just let it finish?
Yeah.
Alright. Because I don't know if I can go and press the disc menu afterward.
If you go to the disc menu, that's like the main menu.
Yeah. Yeah, that white flash there was part of the film. The film frame, man. And now we actually hear the rain pattering. Now, the ending, I have a feeling it's left to be ambiguous. I mean, we get the fact that Willard has already completed his mission in killing Colonel Kurtz, but what is ambiguous for the fact is, do they actually make it back? Pretty much. You know?
Right.
Because right here, where boats like leaving the compound, we have no idea as to whether it goes upstream or downstream.
True.
And look at this right here. Check this out. And we hear Colonel Kurtz's lines again, as it shows the napalm scene.
Oh my god, and the napalm scene just as he started.
Yeah.
Let's see.
What? No, they just showed it once. And how the film ended, it's like how the film began. It began with no credits, no opening logo, no nothing.
That's it.
And how it ended, it only ended with this one trademark, where it said Omnizotrope, copyright 1979, all rights reserved. And on the dossier version, it actually said the title Apocalypse Now. Now,
that's it.
Yeah, that's it. Now,
Oh my god.
we're going on to the credits.
Yeah.
Now, there's two versions of the credits. Now, you can stop the documentary here if you want. I mean, not the documentary, the commentary here if you want to. You can stop watching it in sync, because we're going to talk more about this film. So we are given this epilogue right here, so how it opened.
Yeah.
No main credits or title.
Wow.
And, yeah, that's basically what it was.
That's amazing.
It's amazing how they did the film. I really loved how they made it. So right here, what we're about to watch is the original credits. So because they were made for the film,
They just didn't put him in?
but they just didn't put them in. No. And they were handed program listings, as you saw on the left.
Oh wow.
So this is how the film really ended, from this point on.
Okay. So it was like just written and directed John Milius.
Yeah.
What else did Milius do? I recognize that name.
He John Milius, he wrote the script for Red Dawn, and I think he directed Red Dawn too in '84.
Oh, I checked.
Of course, the first PG-13 rated film.
Yeah, he also wrote Conan the Barbarian. He wrote. Oh my god.
Now the music in the film, though.
Oh, the music was ridiculous.
Yeah, but listen to the music here. This music is so intense. If you were to hear it in the alternate ending, which we're going to get to after these credits, because there's no way you can actually skip it. You could fast forward it, but we might as well just watch it.
You can't skip it. So just let it roll.
Yeah, just let it roll. So, we're clocking in at 150 minutes right now.
And by the way, he wrote Conan the Barbarian, 1941, Red Dawn, Extreme Prejudice, Farewell to the King.
Mm-hmm. What else he wrote?
He also wrote a lot of stuff in the late 60s, like The Devil's Eight, Evil
Really?
Knievel, Dirty Harry.
Mm. Oh, oh yeah, I forgot he wrote Dirty Harry. Did he write the sequel, Magnum Force?
Oh, let me check.
I mean, I don't think he did, but just double check.
I'll check.
Alright.
No, it was he. Oh, he did.
He did do a Magnum Force?
He did the story, yeah, and the story and the screenplay.
Oh, story and screenplay. All right.
They both.
Now you notice how JT, you notice how the credits are like not aligned in the center or the left,
Then I
or
scroll,
right?
yeah.
They're just like they're flip flopped. Like there's what do you call them?
They're alternating.
Yeah, they're all like they're alternating from place to place.
Side by side, yeah.
Yeah, side by side or even in the center.
Why is that?
Because these credits, and you see how it's like long spaces of black, long stretches of black.
Yeah.
And right here they just alternated from the right to the left side. These credits were to be used for the alternate ending, which we're about to see.
Okay.
Now I have a lot to say about that alternate ending, or maybe half.
Yeah, that's alright.
Yeah.
Oh, just so you know, the movie is done.
Yeah, movie is
We're
on, so you
watching
can
the
stop you can stop watching it on sync.
It's up to you.
So yeah.
We're just watching the credits to get to the alternate ending.
Yeah,
Alternate
we're gonna watch the credits right now, and then we're gonna watch the alternate ending.
And if you guys watch the credits, they're up here, they're down here,
Yeah.
they're in the middle, they're everywhere. And it's really an interesting aspect of the way they made the credits. It's just something as simple as credits.
Yeah.
They changed it up a lot. And the
Yeah,
way
they did.
pops
Yeah, they
up
just
the-
left it like this though. Like they had the ending to. Yeah, they made these credits to blend in with the alternate ending
Right.
when the Kurtz compound was being leveled. But but after they pulled it out, they just left the credits like this though. They didn't bother like changing it into the center.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's so like
it's weird, but
it's weird, but it's really cool. I like
yeah, it's
it.
really cool how they did it though. It's cool how they actually left it this way. And then we're about to hear some guitar riffs coming up in a few seconds.
Alright.
It'll probably be like
And also the font size too. It's big. It's small.
yeah. This is it's actually formatted to be 16 by 9. It's supposed to be either I think it's actually supposed to be a 6. Yeah, it's supposed to be. It actually fits the entirety of the 16 by 9 aspect ratio, but its original aspect ratio for the fonts, they're supposed to be It's supposed to be 239 by 1. So yeah. You'll see the MPAA logo when it comes up, and you see it's stretched out from top to bottom.
Oh wow, really?
Yeah.
It's so weird. It's so.
Yeah.
The credits alone are amazing.
What's up?
I said the credits alone are amazing.
They are amazing, yeah. And that Apocalypse Now title that you saw there, that was just a photo still though. That didn't exactly appear in the original film. The font for that was just a normal font as you're seeing right now. And you see the logo here,
Yeah.
the MPAA logo. It's actually like, what was it? It's stretched from top to bottom. That just shows you how it's stretched from top to bottom because the logo's not too stretched, you know. Yeah.
Alright.
I believe the font is alternate. It looks like it's alternate Gothic or something like
A
that.
little bit, yeah.
It looks like alternate Gothic to me.
Obviously, you guys can't see this, but it's
Yeah.
amazing.
The music's just insane. And
It's-
it's insane and beautiful throughout.
It's so creepy. but
Yeah, it's
so-
creepy. Yeah.
Excuse me.
The excuse.
I've been yawning. Forgive me. I woke up early this morning.
Yeah. I woke up early myself, or I woke up at 8 o'clock.
I went to bed late, at like
Yeah.
3 a.m.
The Forgotten People. Those are the people that committed the killing of that caribou on camera for the ending.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, right here.
That's what
Just
it
black
says.
screens and you just hear the music how it ends. Alright, so now the credits are over, the moment the black screen.
Right.
Now we're actually going to watch the alternate ending, which is the destruction of the Kurtz compound, which I think it's going to pop up right now.
Okay.
If not, then I'm going to have to...
Yeah,
I'm going to wait for all this to pass, unless I just skip.
yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, yeah.
Not available.
'Cause
Bullshit.
Paramount is that way.
Well, that was back then, though. I mean, it still is today.
Oh yeah.
1 second. Alright, so let's go to Confidential, which is obviously special features.
Oh, we're still going. We're just on
Yeah,
the
we're
main
still
menu.
going.
We're gonna watch the original.
The original ending. Destruction of the Kurtz compound.
Okay.
It's only available on... It's only available on this version of the Apocalypse Now DVD, the one by Paramount Pictures.
Is it available on the Blu-ray or no?
It's on the Blu-ray, yeah. It's on the Lionsgate Blu-ray. It's also on the complete dossier, but the rare 3-disc version of Apocalypse Now.
Okay.
It's actually featured on the 3rd disc, but although I ordered the complete dossier, I only have the original 2-disc version.
That's okay.
So yeah.
So yeah, we'll click this.
Alright.
Like I said, the movie's over. We're just watching the credits. So don't
Yeah.
count
Well,
that.
we've already watched the credits. We're gonna watch the alternate ending.
Yeah,
Now,
the destruction of it.
yeah. 1 second.
It's good. There you go.
Yeah, I know. I just want to start at the beginning and then pause. Now, if you have this version of the DVD, and if you wish to view the alternate ending to the destruction of the Kurtz compound, I recommend placing the timestamp at 0 and pressing play now.
Good man.
Mm-hmm.
I think you just started that movie over.
No way. You serious? I did. Fuck.
Sorry, brother.
What the fuck?
Let me see. It's okay.
Wow.
It's alright. It's alright. Either way, there is an alternate ending.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, we have to watch it though. I have to
Watch it.
see your reaction. We're gonna
So-
try and play the
Go
game
ahead.
again.
See what we can do. I
So,
know.
oh, I have to go back to menu.
Disc menu. It's okay.
This menu. I
Okay.
went to confidential.
Try chapters. Oh no, would it be in chapters? Or?
No, wait a second. Yeah, sorry guys. I went to Destruction of the Kurtz compound.
Oh, you have to watch it. You have to watch the whole movie in order to get it.
No, I played this whole thing.
Okay.
I played the whole thing.
Click off.
You gotta be kidding me. There's no way. Did you just mute the TV?
Yeah, it did. See?
Well, that's weird.
Sorry.
One second. Oh no, it's there.
Okay.
It's there.
Play it.
All right.
No, that didn't say 2 hours. That said 6.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's okay. We're
Yeah,
watching
never
the
mind.
alternate ending. It's okay.
Yeah. Just watch our reaction instead.
So this is the alternate ending.
This is the alternate ending. It starts off with a couple flares
I see that.
from the sky. You see the first flare.
Are those jets or
Those are from the jets. Yeah, those are from the Phantoms flying
Ooh.
over. You don't see the Phantoms, but you can tell that they're from the jets.
Yeah. Oh, that's really cool.
Yeah. So basically, kaboom.
Oh my god.
I know, it's insane, right?
They just went in there and destroyed the whole thing.
This is just one major explosion. Now, in the commentary that I watched it with, what Francis Ford Coppola was saying in the commentary for this scene, the structure that they built, of course, it was obviously used in the film, but it actually violated the Filipino laws. It wasn't approved by the Filipino government, so they were told to take it down. So Francis Ford Coppola, he took advantage of the order by having it blow up in this one spectacle of an alternate ending right here.
So right now,
So right now, the jets are flying over one by one,
destroying-
dropping napalm and other sorts of bombs onto the compound, destroying it one by one.
where Martin Sheen's character.
No, they left already.
That's what I mean. but
So
that's-
we assume that Martin Sheen had already called in the airstrike, although in the actual cut, he actually shut the radio off.
Right.
Yeah.
So you'll never really know.
What's up?
I said you'll never really know.
Yeah, you'll never really know, though. We assume that they obviously made it out there, but we never really know, though.
Yeah.
Now, when this film, I actually heard this before. I don't know if this is true or not. I heard that when he showed this to test audiences, this is obviously where the credits were supposed to be during all this. All the alternating from
The
the,
credits are
center
supposed
left
to be
and
on
right.
this.
On this, yeah, they were supposed to be on this.
Oh my god.
But they pulled the footage out and just left it black. But the credit's still there. Now they screened this ending before it was officially released. And I guess the intention was for the audiences. Coppola thought that the audience would think about what is causing all these explosions right now. But when the test audiences assumed that all these explosions were the possibility of a napalm strike or an airstrike in general, that's when he actually made the decision to pull the ending.
I like the choice of music.
I love it, yeah. This is the choir version that you're hearing. In the original ending, it was just instrumental. Right here, we hear a choir version singing over it.
It sounds like a little 2001-ish.
2001-ish.
Like
Yeah.
whatever that is.
That was Requiem by Luxia, by R.B. Ligeti.
Thank you. But that just is so.
So right here, the next shot, we're going to see a close-up shot of the same explosion that occurred over there.
Ooh, I don't think about that.
Yeah, it's coming up in a few seconds.
No, I think it's something else.
Boom!
Oh my god.
The same explosion, just a close-up. You can tell because when the trees fall down, and from the guard tower.
I wonder how many takes this took.
No, they did one take.
This
All
is
of it.
one take.
One take for each of the scenes that they destroyed every single set, every single part of the compound. All of it was one take.
Are you kidding me?
I'm not shitting you.
He's not shitting me.
No.
All right.
Now watch the next one. This
Yeah, go ahead.
the next one's really intense right here.
Oh my.
Look at this shit.
This is
One
awful
after
sound.
one, everything's just fucking being leveled by these explosions.
Good God, man.
I know.
You can see just the smoke, and they just blew up the set. That's
They
all.
blew up the set, yeah. And besides, they were told by the Philippine government to take all this down, and this is what they took advantage of. It was a smart decision, yeah.
And then they re-released it like 30, 40 years later.
Yeah, I heard that in VHS releases, certain collectors have obtained a hold of this ending. They included it in the actual cut.
Oh, in the
actual VHS ending.
Oh.
It was just limited though in a few VHS releases.
It's probably worth a lot of money if you have it.
Yeah,
Seriously.
might as well look it up on eBay or Amazon.
It-
Search for the earliest Paramount release VHS of Apocalypse Now, just to see the ending.
whenever it came out on VHS, in like 2000, like 1990.
1980s, pretty much.
Oh, the 80s. Okay.
Yeah, 80s, obviously, because VHS became more prevalent in the mid 70s,
That's true.
like for home video release.
And you can record stuff. You're right.
Yeah,
I didn't think about that.
yeah. Look at all this right here.
That's amazing. And it's just 6 minutes of blowing his stuff up.
6 minutes of blowing shit up right in front of your
Awesome.
eyes. It is awesome, yeah. They include part of the end. They include part of the alternate ending on the Redux version. I keep saying Redux version on the DVD menu. You see it on the DVD menu.
Yeah. And then it's just like the pan up to the.
Yeah, just a pan up to the sky. And this is how it all ends.
That's how it ends.
Yeah, that is exactly how it ends.
That's exactly how. Well,
That's exactly how it should have ended.
Should have ended.
I just wish that they actually kept the ending in the actual cut. That's
Yeah.
one thing.
Yeah, I gotcha.
That you just played it over
I
again.
know, it's okay.
Alright? So, that's
So
about it.
I think that's it.
Yeah, that is about it.
I think we're going to call it a day on Apocalypse Now.
Yeah.
Thank you so much to all of you for joining us on this wonderful, wonderful movie commentary about one of the great, probably the best, in your eyes, the best war film of all time. Be on the lookout, coming soon up on the YouTube channel, be on the lookout for 2001 A Space Odyssey.
And Planet of the Apes, the
And
original,
the
both
19
released in 1968 in preparation for the 50th anniversary of both of them, in which both films came out on April 3rd, 1968.
You stole my words.
I know.
They're both going to turn 50 years old, and why not celebrate a little bit early with movie commentaries of both 2001 and Planet of the Apes.
Yeah.
So, and then look for those coming up soon. I'll give you dates coming up on that. But for right now, for Luigi, this wonderful guest who brought over this DVD to help us out, thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you guys later. Bye-bye.